As usual, with no warning, we're just going live. And I'll wait a few minutes and then start on this saber. Yo, what's up, Eric? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, man. Holiday weekend. Still better go buy some fireworks, though. So Benji and Albert might come on later. My buddy TJ Sidgemore is going to come on here in a little bit. He runs Scrap That Works on Instagram, and he's all over Facebook as well. He does a lot of really good work. I'm going to get the grill fired up. Yeah, actually, I just got done eating. I grilled some steaks today. Smoked them actually on the Traeger. The Traeger's so sweet, man. You can just throw that stuff on there and then walk away. Come back when it's done. Which is what I like because I'm old. So, Albert may not come on. All good though. We'll keep it rolling. This week is going to be. Yeah, I like TJ's chassis too, Eric. He does a really good job. This week's going to be the Electrum Aurora. Again, one of those sabers that I used to turn down in the past because the switch section was back here, but now we can do it wirelessly. So we're going to do this. But we'll just go ahead and switch the camera over. Yo, what's up, Isaac? Switch the camera over to my workstation, and then I'll try to keep up on the comments as well. I got the second half of my office all done up this week. My Han Solo rug, my entertainment center back there. It's all good now. Took a while to get it, but it's good. So we can talk about this real quick, and then we'll just dive into it. Obviously, I've got the switch box unscrewed. There we go, just like that. Whoops. Let's get the camera where you can see what's going on. Yeah. So this is the card that came with it. I left it on there, but I did take this switch box off, flipped it over, and I like to drill 2 holes in it. And I'll come in on the underside, and I will JB weld 2 tactile switches on the underside. So if you look at it kind of like that, you can see those 2 switches right there. That's how I like to do that. All right. And then I made this little chassis for the switch section. It will fit right in there. And it'll hold this piece that I've been liking to use lately to make these wireless switches. And hopefully that all works out. All right. And then this is this chassis is fully removable. This is what I came up with. The internet weld doesn't mess with this switch actuation. Not quite sure what you meant by internet weld, but the JB, like the JB weld? No, it doesn't. I use it every time. It's good to go. I haven't done this saber a lot, but I've done a lot of sabers like the Electrum EvoFlex, where I always drill 2 holes for tactile switches, and I JB weld them just like that, and everything works fine. And this will hold a 28mm speaker, Smuggler's Outpost Elite, removable battery, but with all the wires hidden. Proffie. And then over here, we're just going to have a blade side PCB like that. Because up top, this is the only piece that I did some pre-work on. Made this piece right here with a 7-pin connector. Do I typically supply all the? Yes, I do. The only thing I really need is an empty saber, and I've got everything else here. And if I don't have it, I go ahead and I get it. So this is the only piece of pre-work that I did, is make this guy that's going to sit inside here, about right here or so, right? And then the chassis slides in and makes connection with it right here. So it's not a terribly hard build, but it has to be right on, because not only are the switches wireless, so those have to line up right, but of course I've got, these are wireless too going into my emitter, right? So everything has to line up. Let me take this off. This will slide in, obviously, and make contact with that piece on the switches. Yeah, so anyway, that's the plan. Turn the soldering gun on and just start trying to attack this thing with some light. The EvoFlex is really cool. The electronics that come with it, man, I just don't know what's going on there. I don't follow them too much, but I'm always hearing people saying there's an update that's supposed to be coming out that hasn't come out yet. That's supposed to fix a lot of those issues, but then people get frustrated because it hasn't come out yet. So, put a Proffie in here anyway, and we'll not have to worry about it. Okay. Since the switch section is the part that's the most tedious, probably just go ahead and get that out of the way first. Get some wires. And I'll just start piecing this together. When I get all the parts together, I'm going to try my first install on the Shadow Flow. Props to child. Oh man, happy building. That saber is a little cram food for a first install, but I'm sure you'll be fine, man. Tiny guy. Put some solder on these switch leads. You'll be fine though. It's a cool little saber. Which switch height do I use for these tactiles? I don't necessarily know off the top of my head. I have a variety pack that I've had forever. I just kind of sift through it, and I will drill the holes first, right? And I'll try different ones to see, how I'm feeling about that particular install. I know that doesn't help. You can get a variety pack of these brass tactiles off of Amazon. I think I got the ones I have. I got them off of eBay, and I've had them forever. And I use them all the time. it's worth it. I mean, it's only like $7 or $8. Get one more wah. Swing this around here. Just like that. I've got an AS Leia that I'm building for my wife. Just nailed the chassis design. Need to wire it up this weekend. Oh, sweet, dude. I hope you. I hope you post it. Look forward to seeing it. Throw this in here real quick. Okay. Once I get this switch section done, the rest of it should flow pretty quick. It's not hard. It's just it takes a little bit. Okay. Put it in like that. I gotta pay attention to how I put this on because those go. It's hard to see. You're not gonna be able to see it, but these are at an angle, so I gotta pay attention to what angle I want them to be in. Go like this right here. Put this in. Halfway though. It's like doing this first before we attach the chassis piece to the switches. Generally, you CA glue unless you know for sure that's where you want your piece to be, because once you use it, it's not coming out. It's like that. Yo, what's up, Garlo? I believe this is the place to come for advice on diabetes and herpes. Yeah, dude. What a wild review I got on my page today. It sounds like a few other people got it as well. Let's get this tucked in. I made this with a pretty tight tolerance, but I did it like that on purpose. Now that's basically the finished piece. We got our switches in there, chassis piece. This is all wired up. This is ready to go. Tons of fringe benefits. Yeah. Not only the sabers, but I'm a holistic healer. Let it go right in there. Maybe if you can see that from there. That's how that looks like right there. So we're good. I'm not going to glue this in yet though, because I want to be able to adjust this if I need to. All right. I did have to take 2 strap wrenches to get this emitter off because they had some thread lock on it, and now it's good to go. Right, we can do that, and everything is good to go. It did not want to come off. We got it off. So I'm just probably going to move into the chassis and try to nail this down. Yo, what's up, Mike? Let's wire up this chassis. Some wire. So when I have chassis like this, I'll take my positive battery terminal. Yo, what's up, Warren? I'll take my positive battery terminal wire and I'll run it straight up to this PCB, and then another wire from the PCB to the board. That helps me not have to join any wires, and it just seems neater that way. You always seem to miss the start. I don't really have, like some people have countdowns on when they're going live, or it's like a 30-minute warning. I just hit live. So come on. So we got that. We'll do the speaker wires. I didn't give myself a lot of wire path in here. I could have had some easy wire path. I didn't want to hide the wires in my battery compartment, but I really like doing this to where you can't see any wires. So the flip side of that is sometimes it can be a little tough to get in, but we'll get it. Yeah. What up, Albert? It is like Rob's mom would just jump right in. What? Can you explain how the wireless switches work before you get into this? Yes. So I just earlier in the video, excuse me, I just wired up this switch box, right? And you got three legs there. You'll have the common for the switches, which I put in the middle, and then one side is a positive switch, and one side is the activation, the other side is the auxiliary. I'd always just put the common in the middle, so you don't have to worry about getting them mixed up. And then this is the piece that will go in the chassis. It's got three traces on it also. So when this chassis slides in, this piece will make connection for these three legs, right? And essentially be like a wired switch, if that makes sense. I can show you better once I install it here in a few minutes. It might make a little bit more sense. If you switch up your activation and your auxiliary, it's no big deal. You can go in your config and you can change it. If it's CFX, you can hit Goofy +1 and change it. So that's why you want to just put the common in the middle. You don't have to worry so much. So we'll get all these components wired up. No intro. We've been doing this for a while now, so everybody knows it happens every Friday around the same time. Glad I made it. Just worked 12 hours today. Tired, but can't miss my favorite stream. Oh, thanks so much, man. Yeah, really appreciate it. You've had a long day. I remember those days. I like to wire all these components up first and have them laying to the side, and then I can just start throwing them into the chassis, and it all kind of flows better. Makes total sense. And no plunges. No plungers are eliminated with this setup. Yeah, I don't. On this particular one, I don't like using plungers. Because on this control box, I'll drill 2 holes, and I showed it earlier, but you missed it. On the back side is where I just JB weld them in place. These brass hat tactiles. They basically look like this. Little tactile switches like that. And it works just fine. Hopefully it'll work fine this time around too. But as I was saying earlier, everything on this Saber needs to line up perfectly. The switches are wireless. This up here is going to have a blade side PCB, so this chassis can come out, and that's got to line up to these right. It'll be all right. TJ be coming on in a little bit. Anybody got any 4th of July plans? That's down, that's down, that's down. Sure, wiring switches to the switch PCB. It's going to sit right. Switch PCB will sit right here. Red, blue, and black. Visiting wife's family in Steelville, Missouri for the 4th. Oh, sweet, man. I don't know where Steelville, Missouri is, but I am right next to Missouri. In Miami, Oklahoma, which is only like 40 minutes from Joplin, Missouri. Going to the lake barbecue tomorrow evening and fireworks in the dock before. Damn. Nice. We got some family in town, so we'll be here. Eat some good food. A few fireworks. We live out in the country, so we'll set off some of our own fireworks. Joseph, you live in Joplin? Oh shit, dude. And you know where Miami, Oklahoma is. That's where I'm at. Small world. Alright. Now we got this switch section all wired up. I do. I worked with someone who lived in Miami where she got a new job at the high school there. It doesn't work with me now. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I went to junior high and high school in Carthage, Missouri. So, you know Carthage, I'm sure. But this was like, I mean, I was class of 98, so I think it's been a while, man. It's been a little while. Class of 98, probably before some of you were even born. I just turned 42. Let's see. Working on updating Proffie configs to OS 6. Not even check out edit mode. Oh, that's cool. I haven't had a chance to play with it too much. I just haven't. A little bit of printed material that didn't come out. Yeah. Take this off. This is what I was talking about. I knew I was going to have a little bit of a hard time with a small wire channel. That was something I had to do. Get hit the starter, but I won't put it all the way in yet. It'll be interesting to see how I get these speaker wires through there. This part could take a long time. I see how making one big blade style with a ton of options, then copy and paste into that. Yeah, I need to find some time to play with it too. I don't send sabers out with it just because I don't have the time to, basically run customer service answering questions with it. So it's just too new right now. Almost there. I think what I'm going to have to do is twist this wire and go one wire at a time. First time catching the live stream. Hope you're doing well before you install that. Great scavenger. Hey, what's up, Spencer? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, doing really good, man. Thanks. We got a race scavenger coming up. It's so tedious to get these in here. Very tedious, but it's worth it in the long run to not be able to see any wires. Can't even complain about the chassis because it's mine. And we got these two in there. I can put a speaker in. Just like that. Pop that speaker in. Let's see if we can get it. It's coming together. Now we can go ahead and push this button in. We won't need that anymore. Just like that. So now that's in. Speakers in. We got all those wires coming through there. I gotta get 3 more wires through there. And we can do it. This actually needs to come out here. I think the practice of not seeing wiring is one of the many reasons people pursue it. But thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Now, I'm by far the best, but I do try to make it clean. As clean as I can. Yo, I've learned a lot from watching you. Successfully installed 3 sabers now, even a Roman MK1 Rudy Panda. Took a week, but worth it. Oh, thank you, Abraham. That Rudy Panda is no joke. It's no joke. It's not hard. It's just you just gotta have the patience, right? Depending on what chassis you use, though, it can be hard. Shove these in here real quick. I'm starting to get a little tighter now. More tedious than hard. Almost gave up and just walked away a couple times and thought it through. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I know what you mean. Yo, what's up, Jeff? Happy Friday, man. My week was great. I hope yours was too. I'm just fighting these wire channels I gave myself, barely any. It's all right. Jeff's been having me do sabers for a long time, and I do them totally different now than when I first started doing them for him. In fact, your collection is like the library of my progression. One more wire. If I could put one more wire in there, it would be great. I think I got it. Ooh, I got it. Lord. Um, Taking time off for the fourth. Yeah, I'll take the fourth off. Um, I'll take the fourth off. I won't work so hard this weekend either. I mean, I try to like. I took last weekend off. It felt really good. We have family that came into town this evening. Um, so yeah, I mean, I probably won't do much tomorrow. Sneak in here every once in a while, when I can. But anyways, glue this in. I don't know how I got all those wires to fit, but we did it. All of them were fantastic. Thanks, man. Yeah. The first set you ever gave me was, I forget who made it, but it was an Ahsoka set, and those were rough. Look at this guy. Oh, what's up, TJ?
What's up? How are you?
Nah, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So you're working on it's an Electrum, right? I don't remember
Yeah,
the model name.
this is an Aurora.
Okay. So how does the I've been meaning to ask this. How does I haven't used the wireless switch setup yet. How does it mount to the receiving end? Like the end that stays in the hill permanently?
I just had to design a chassis piece for it.
Oh, okay.
So gave myself plenty of wire channel in there, and then I drilled 2 holes for these tactile switches, and then I JB welded them on the underside. And that's how I did that. Yo, what's up, Cole?
Good old JB Weld.
JB Well, man.
Let's see. How can I see comments? I have not done this before. Oh, never mind. I'm an idiot. I see him.
See you.
Yeah. A party people. I don't know if I'd go that far, but it's generous.
You say you're caught up on your list?
Yeah. So like basically, I don't know. You could call it like a vacation, but
Yeah.
I'm waiting on 2 hilts to show up right now. One is actually from a guy Nevin, Space Junk.
Yep.
And it's like a staff type thing, I think, and that'll get a Proffie. And then the other one, the guy actually hasn't told me yet. Like he reached out a while ago, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And it was gonna be for a Mon crystal chamber, but he may have gotten it done elsewhere because like I told him like my list was full at the time, and then now he's like, oh, I may have another project. I'm like, yay, I don't know what it is, but cool.
Right on. That's cool. That chassis design.
I was gonna try and design a chassis for like one of my hilts since I'm here, but the thing is I think my computer is so not fast that if I try to run Fusion, it might mess with the stream. So I'm gonna see.
No, I get it.
Right now, and we'll see what happens.
I'm the same way. Joseph, that chassis would have saved me some headache on my Shoto Saber. I just upgraded. Ended up scrapping my poor tactile design and put some 12mm AB low profile switches. I'm trying to stay away from those if I can, Joseph.
I feel like once you go like tactile and like you have a 3D printer, you don't really go back.
Yeah. Into a good book here.
Benji or Rob or anybody get to join today?
Benji might a little later. Albert said he was feeling sick, so he probably won't.
Oh no.
And it's usually.
Did you see? I'm sorry to interrupt. Did you see that thing that that Rob, I guess I would say like described Benji as today on that photo that I posted?
I don't know which one you're talking about, but
I'll show you. It's worth it. So yesterday, some dude like right by I live by the interstate, and some dude was photographed by multiple people, just like butt ass naked. Only had yeah. and Rob's like, "What is Benji doing down in Florida?"
Benji said it was hot. Mind your business.
Yeah, instead of hot.
Yeah.
Will Fusion run?
Cole or Jeff, you guys want to hop on too? Do you use tape when you put these little resistors on?
You're asking me, or is that a question?
Yeah,
like on the chat.
I'm asking you.
Oh, I use tape? No, not really.
Yeah.
Just pray. I pray and swear, and if that doesn't work, then I come back to it. Usually, I try to like play with like tweezers or something and go from there.
Oh, what's up, Carlos? This is your saber, buddy. You knew that already. That's so everybody else knows.
Talk about service. You get to watch it installed. You're like a higher end version of like those like the behind the scenes of like a bakery or something, or like a smokehouse.
Just watch me smoke the meats.
Oh my god. Yeah, so Fusion's just like not running right now.
Mine would crash too.
You know,
Carlos,
it's
I'm
weird. I went
almost.
to renew it. Oh, I'm sorry. Go
Huh?
ahead.
No, I was just telling him, hey, I'm almost there. Probably about 50% done with this saber, Carlos. What were you saying?
I went to renew my Fusion, and for some reason, like I get these emails all the time. That it's like it'll say like oh like renew for a discounted price, and then like I renewed it and it didn't cost anything because I did the same thing that I was doing before. So I was like, okay.
You had the free hobbyist version or the
Yeah, I
hobbyist
just
license?
used
It's probably what I
because
should
I
do,
am.
right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're like an LLC, you're a business. It's a
I'll
little
pay
more
for it.
like honest in your position since like this is your primary form of income.
Yeah, and I use it. I mean, I use it every day. I love it. So it's a
Yeah,
good way to support in that way. Plus, I didn't think to get the hobby version. I probably would have if I thought about it.
well, I was ready to pay for it. Like when the trial was up, I was ready to pay for it. I'm like, it's worth it. And then like it kind of just worked out to that
Yeah.
to be to just keep trucking. Flying Solo Sabers LLC airplane emoji.
Yeah.
Cool.
I messaged him. I asked him why did he change his name to that. He said he
Yeah,
was
because the
sorry.
page is like 2018.
Yeah. He said he didn't realize there was another Solo Sabers. I said, okay, man. You went from high ground sabers to flying Solo Sabers. So he's gonna change it. If he does, cool. If he doesn't,
We'll
whatever.
see.
Had a good time roasting him over it.
I remember the big like Sean Solo Sabers thing, and then it turned out to not even be the owner. Like everybody thought it was this one guy that was just really enthusiastic about the brand. Turns
Yeah.
out. You can hear my cat. I'm sorry. He's like really dramatic.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with him. He just complains. Decent. It's a pair of wire strippers. Let's make.
Bought a decent, expensive pair of wire strippers. Made a world of difference. Yeah, for sure. If I could just stop using my wire strippers as an all-purpose tool, it would be great because I have to buy a new pair almost every other week. Have these climbs work really well. But yeah, it does make a world of difference. No matter what, I mean, you have if it's a good quality. Flying Solo Sabers, doing your sabers and helping you with the herpes and erectile dysfunction, according to the review I got on my page this morning. It was a good review. So that's pretty much the chassis. You got the blade side PCB in there. Oh, I got to put in the spring side. I forgot about that. And then the switches, speaker. Let's put in this spring real quick. And we can just kind of move on to wiring up the board. I may have some trouble getting this in. Let's see. dropped out. There we go. I didn't put a kill switch in this chassis. There wasn't really much room for one anyway, but it is removable. Completely removable chassis, super easy to get to the battery. So there he is. You're back.
Yeah, so that was Fusion crashing my browser.
Are there practical advantages to removable chassis over a static chassis, or is it more display on the shelf reasons? Well, if you want a removable battery, I would say that it's the main reason to have removable chassis, right? Because this saber doesn't open anywhere except for the pommel. So if you didn't have removable chassis, you'd be looking at a recharge port. And I for one, really hate recharge ports.
Yes. With the passion of 1,000 suns.
Yeah.
I mean, it also could be said that like for sabers that like come apart in either halves or at the pommel, I like it better because like, when you send it to somebody, it's like less chance of them for like to open it up and then snap it in half. Because it is, it does kind of create like a weak point, so to speak, if it's static and sticking out the bottom.
Yep. Agreed. You need to critique my technique.
Yeah. You don't hold it with anything. You just kind of like balance it.
No. Yeah, I don't hold it with anything. It takes too long. Once I get the first wire on there, it holds itself.
That's fair.
No problem, Joseph. Hopefully that answers your question.
Did we say cool factor? Because I feel like that should be an answer too.
For removable chassis?
Yeah. It's just like a little bit more of a flex.
Those people that put their batteries in reverse would say otherwise. Abraham, I hate to say it, man, but if they put the battery in backwards, man, they just kind of have it coming at this point.
I've actually thought about it a few times, and like obviously I would never test it, but like given like I use the same terminals you do, and like I feel like it would actually be kind of hard to line up like the button top with the spring.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see my cat. Hold on. Kuru, come here. Come here. Quit complaining.
Warren said, TJ, let me see that cat.
Oh, and by the way, like I said, he's fine. He just likes to talk. Here it is.
That's what I say to Albert's mom, too. Let me see that kitty.
But yeah, he's an old guy. He's like almost 20 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm putting you down. He's lucky we don't live somewhere colder. I think he has arthritis. What if you make the spray? You could. You definitely could if you wanted to. I feel like it's easier to mess up if you have like if you use like a battery holder that has, you know what I'm talking about, like what do they call it, the leaf springs? Yeah, well, you can get a keystone in both ways. You can get it to where like it accepts a button top, or if it's just the same end on both sides.
Mm.
In that case, it would be pretty easy to mess up. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna ask you something because I've seen it on like almost every one of your installs. What's the reasoning for putting the positive end near the speaker? Because I see you do that a lot.
Habit
Yeah.
mostly, but because like on my static chassis, it's the negative side that you put all the pressure in, right, when you're
Hmm.
throwing the battery in.
Yeah.
And so I want that pressure to go up against the saber and not outside and away
I
from the
see.
chassis and possibly break it. So that was my mentality.
I see. See, I do it the other way, and my mentality is like less wires having to run all the way down to that end. Like, because like you join, like your NeoPixel positive and like all the other positives like at that post, and usually the negative is just that one wire to the board in most
Yeah,
cases. So like, I usually try to not have to wrestle all the positives on the long end if I can help it.
yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. I just I've got my habits,
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
you know.
everyone does. I had someone complain to me about not labeling battery terminals, and I was like, dude, it's on the goddamn keyboard. Yeah, it literally is. It's like engraved, I think. I don't think it's like color coded, but it's definitely like etched in or whatever you want to call it. Like it's a raised surface.
I've never used the keystone.
I only did MHS builds for like the longest time before I started doing other stuff, and I would use their speaker mount, which is like it mounts up to the keystone. So I've used a
Okay.
lot of those. That was I think I started doing that like right around the time that people started moving away from like the dropout chassis that like still had the wires attached,
Yeah.
which is what those were. But they sounded good for to be clear. Like they work, it's just like nobody wants to well, I feel like somebody's going to like make this like a sexual thing, but like nobody wants to dangle their wires.
I had somebody give me some crap last week for over a Corvette dark saber that I did for him because he had to take the chassis out
Hmm.
to get to the battery or even the kill switch.
And poor
He,
soul.
he wanted it to have a USB C.
You gave him a refund, right?
No, no, no. I mean, um, no.
Just no. I thought you were going to say something. So I guess just so I'm not like a talking head at this point, I'll show you guys some of the sabers that I have here. The one that I was going to work on in Fusion before it decided to crash everything. I was going to work on this Crunkle or Creepy Uncle. I
All
think a
right,
Crunkle could also be like a really drunk uncle, maybe. I don't know. But I have that. That one's mine. And then, oh my God. And I also have, let's see here. These two are done. I've had these done for a long time, though. I have this pretty cool little scrap flex that I did a while back that's like an MHS bottom. It's
Oh yeah.
loud. Yeah, that's true. If you change the side the negative's on, then everyone you've ever given instructions to will lose their minds, even though it'll be the same. Oh, USB-C yourself out. That's funny.
Coal.
Yeah, I know. Cole's always with the
A
humor.
lot of coal. Cole sent me his saber to etch. I'm looking forward to doing that. I haven't done an etch in a while.
I need to have you do an etch. I don't know on what, but like I want to have you etch something because like I don't I definitely don't have the space for it here. Like I live in like a little condo, so like my stuff for sabers already takes up so much space as it is. I
Yeah.
think my would probably kill me if I got a vat of toxic chemicals in the house. Converting Disney Park saber. pretty sure that's directed at you, but you guys have been great to watch and have helped me design a removable chassis. That's pretty cool.
Right on, Rob.
With the Disney Park Sabers, I haven't looked much into conversions, but did they retain the switch system that it comes with, like the latching switch, or do people usually switch to momentary? I feel like you would have to, right? Unless you do like a momentary to latching converter. Like I think TCSS still sells those.
I don't know.
Do you do a lot of conversions or no?
I don't do any. I've done two ever. Two conversions ever.
And look at that.
I gotta wire up this emitter. It should be good to go.
What color do you use for your positive, or do you like rotate stuff all the time?
It just depends on what I've got handy, honestly. I mean, right now I'm using red, but like red, and then green will be my secondary color. I've got like 2 or 3 different colors for everything that I use.
Okay. I'm pretty basic. I usually use like red and black, and then like for switches, I'll use like yellow data. Sometimes it's like blue or speakers or purple.
I used to only use certain colors for certain things, but then I started buying the bigger variety colored pack of the PTFE. So I had to start getting used to using different colors. That was done in 30 minutes.
Yeah, he's fast. Boy's fast. Managed to take apart my Corbanth Darksaber. It comes apart, but they use some sort of epoxy. That's interesting. I didn't know Corbanth was like gluing parts.
I wondered how that saber got put together. I thought it was a tight press fit. So the epoxy must be what I'm always cleaning out of the insides of it. I did one today that I posted, and I did another one today that I didn't post yet, but I had to clean them both.
What is that on the chassis? There's like a pocket carved out of the bottom. What is that for? Is that like where the pommel goes or something? I haven't like had one in hand.
Where? On this?
On the Darksaber. Oh, okay, you'll show me. That's perfect. Same colors in the manuals. I've never paid attention to that much, like other than like positive, negative. That kind of makes sense.
I haven't put a board in yet, but I mean it's ready to go.
Like that pocket below the speaker, is that like to make room for a pommel, or like what is that?
For sound venting, and also so you can reach your thumb in there. And your thumb will catch on this thing right here. You can pull it out of the chassis, or you can pull it out of the saber. Yeah.
How's Oklahoma now that you've been there for a while?
You know, we love it here. It was pretty hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody loves it here, and nice and quiet. In town is a little crazy, but we're good. Yeah, I mean, we're a good couple miles from being in town, so we don't have to worry about the crackheads, basically. Yeah.
You don't have to worry about naked guys on I-75, is what you're saying? Yeah, I get that. We live like right behind a mall, so it's basically not that.
You screw off the switch, it's threaded, and look inside to see a Phillips head screw. Take it off, but the hilt is still glued together. It will wobble if you don't glue it back. Yeesh.
I get that it's like a necessary evil, but I kind of hate gluing things. Like I do it all the time, but it's like I wince a little bit. I try not to if I can help it.
Yeah. I have different kind of glues. I have 3 different kinds of glues I use depending on what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, E6000. I've got this rapid fuse glue that I use, and then I've got CA glue if I really want something to hold.
And then what? The JB Weld is the I wasn't asking.
Alright.
That is a long emitter.
Yeah, it's pretty huge.
Yeah, I mean, at least you don't have to use a recess blade, though.
The PCB holder that Electrum had in here took up 3/4 of the emitter.
Oh wow,
well.
that's kind of crazy.
This won't be.
You know what? I've heard nothing but good about their hilts, but the number one thing I hear is they're like people always say they wish that they could come with like a choice of board instead of like the proprietary board.
Yeah.
Which is like fair, you know, it's a fair criticism.
Yeah, their switch mechanism is based off a touch plate, and it doesn't work that well.
No. 8 Electrum, even their SD cards. Cole is so vocal, and I love it.
Even their SD card sucks. Hilts are cool though.
Yeah, for sure. And I've heard the service is good too. Like, regardless, the funny thing is I've never actually paid for an installed hilt, so I don't know like what I would expect.
I have not either.
The whole way that I Smuggler's Outpost, we know that guy. The whole way that I got into this hobby was I ordered and this is going to be like a buzzword for a lot of people, but an Ultra Saber, and surprise, it didn't come. And then I was like, you know what? I'll try this installing thing. And then, you know, the first like 5 were bad, and then it gets better.
You ordered it and never even came?
Yeah, no. There was like delay after delay, and then it just didn't come. So I did a PayPal dispute because it was time to get my money back at that point, and they didn't even like really contest it. Like, it just went through pretty much right away.
Wow.
So after that, I tried to go to, because, you know, I live in Florida. So like I tried to go to Orlando and do like the build your own experience, which I've heard is actually a really cool experience. And this was in 2020, the parks completely shut down. So like all my stuff got canceled, and then I really couldn't get a lightsaber. And that was what like pushed me to start installing stuff.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, JBL is really good. If you want something to stay, it'll definitely stay. So is Albert going to come on, or is he just going to comment?
Said he wasn't feeling good.
I heard redacted, basically, is a banned word in the community. I wouldn't say that. I think it's just like there's such a thing as like beating a dead horse. So it's like if you're going to mention it, then like have purpose behind it. Would you agree with that, Jeremy? Or
what was the comment in reference to?
Oh, it was basically saying like how like Ultra Sabers is like a banned word, and I don't think it is. I think it's more just like it's been talked about so many times at this point that it's like unless it's really necessary to like bring it up or like, you know, call it whatever you will, like people, it's just like drop it and move on.
Yeah, I mean, there's no surprise factor there anymore from the lack of quality. Everyone knows the story.
Yeah. You don't realize though until you like actually get into the hobby that like the hilts are huge. Like that is the thing.
Yeah. The first 2 companies I found when I was looking for a saber was Ultra Sabers and Saber Forge.
Well, dude, you know, they're in all fairness, you know, if there's one guy at Ultra Sabers that deserves a raise, it's their marketing guy, because like their ads are everywhere.
Are they? I don't see them.
Yeah, well, there was a time, I think I told you, there was a time where if you Googled Proffie board, Ultra Sabers would come up, even though they've never offered such a thing because they paid for ads towards that keyword. They are everywhere. They're on Facebook, but lately on Facebook, I've been seeing more like random like I don't even know what to call them because I wouldn't say they're like LGT resellers because like they don't even it doesn't even look like an LGT. It's just like a random like baselit saber that I see a commercial for. And then I've seen some people steal footage from YouTubers and use that too. My first saber was an Ultra Saber for sure. We all start somewhere. I started with with like MHS parts. I have one here actually. It's with the new neck system. I kind of want to change this actually because this is a little bit fat now, but it's cool. It has like a one replica's low profile box on it, and it has a removable chassis that like comes out about here.
Went on Google to purchase a new can opener and Ultra Sabers ad showed up.
Yeah, Ultra Sabers. Albert, I love you, but like, how old are you, dude? Like, I haven't seen like somebody comment XD in a long time. You gotta say it like Emery does. Looking for a dark saber that's like screen use, having a hard time finding one.
I'm on the Saber Bay run for their Dark Saber. It's been going on for about a year.
Yeah.
It's wrapping up right now.
I'm turning 35. 23rd. Happy early birthday. We should I don't know what what was I gonna say? I don't know what day it is, but it would be cool to do a live with Albert then. And then as far as Dark Saber, I can't really speak on the accuracy. I haven't really looked into it. And then first Saber was installed Darkness V3 by Jeremy, ruined everything else. Yeah, I could see how that could be a problem. A good problem to have.
Who said that?
Abraham.
Oh yeah.
It was a little further up because like I felt like we like weren't reading some of them. Cole, you are not 40, are you really?
He just turned 40 the other day.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm a spring chicken. So do you always join at the joint there with the neck, or do you sometimes run like the wires all the way up through the emitter and do it that way?
I'll join him like this if I'm in this type of a situation. This is how I always do it.
Yeah, well, because it's like it's a lot of distance for that the PCB to drop in through the emitter. No.
I've already got the PCB in. It's in the emitter.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. Is like if you ran the wires all the way from the PCB that's inside the grip through the emitter, then that would be like a lot of wires to stuff down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought Cole was a lot younger too. Maybe dude's got Botox. I don't know. He's gonna come back and be like, "No, it's all natural, baby."
Healthy living.
Healthy living. Do you usually run a single a single positive and negative, like with a 22 gauge wire, or do you double up?
Single.
Yeah,
unless I'm doing a CFX, then I'll double up on my negative.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'll quadruple my negative if I can help it, so I don't have to jump any pads on the board.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. I usually jump it because I don't like running a whole lot of wires through the whole hilt. But I don't know. CFX and I still have like a love hate. Like I've installed a few now, and I do like the board. It's just like the 4-channel thing. Like if they come out with a new iteration of the board, that would be like a cool thing to get as an option. But I'm sure it's there so you can have multiple stuff running at once.
Yeah. I could see where it would be weird, but that's the board I started with.
No, it kind of makes sense. My first board was a Nano Biscotti. And I think that was actually when Smooth Swing was a thing. I was just like behind because it was like the first thing I saw, and I was like, "This is great."
Cole, gay magic.
You know, you shouldn't take that too seriously. Some people would like actually like believe him and be like, "He's a witch." Yeah, I Nano Biscotti V4. It was it was like the TCSS core for an MHS V2, and you basically have the harness set up and you wire the rest of it. And
All right.
yeah, at the time I thought it was the shit. It still kind of is though. Like you can beat it. I don't want to say you can't beat it, but it's like it's a good like reliable thing to do to install for your first thing. Not scary. Dope. Yeah, actually, I got that. I got the what do I keep wanting to say? Nano Biscotti core because I saw Jeff Birch's video on it, and I watched a lot of his stuff before I started installing. You've met him, right, Jeff? He's like one of the OG kind of guys, right?
I never talked to him.
No? Okay.
No.
Now they're making some with Golden Harvest. Yeah, the Golden Harvest is a good board. I like it. You don't do many of those, though, do you?
No, just a handful.
Yeah.
Most everybody wants a Proffie.
Yeah. He was in Smugglers at some point. Very cool. Sheer paranoia. I'm actually doubling up on my 22 gauge wires. You know what though? Like, if you have the space, there's really nothing wrong with that. First board was a Proffie and I fried it. Yeah, sometimes that'll happen. Any new boards or upgrades rumored to come out anytime soon? I don't know. They were talking about the Proffie V3 in development like a year ago?
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with that.
I haven't heard anything about it since that announcement. I know some people were like, I'm going to hold off on buying the V2s, and I was like, I don't know. I'm just going to keep buying them. I know as far as upgrades, I know that the next CFX firmware I think is going to have the twist gestures like for on and off.
Yeah, I think they have. I think you could actually download the beta for that now off the Plucker website.
Oh, you can? I remember like people were showing it off. I didn't see like a download link or anything, but I believe it. I never know like if there's some people that are in the like in the alpha group or whatever. And the tiny Proffie boards. Yeah, I've seen those. Chaos Planning Verso V3. I have not done a Verso yet, and it's just like happenstance. I haven't had anybody ask to do a Verso. Do you program your boards before or after you install them?
No, this just has the stock font on it. I usually do it after.
The wireless switches, is there any disadvantages to them versus wired? I think you would best answer that.
Well, I mean, they have to be right on,
Yeah,
Either
what do
side.
you just design it in your chassis to where it like goes through a channel or something so it's always straight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the idea. Like this one's giving me a little grief, but I think it's because it was the wrong height.
Hmm.
Try it like this.
Yeah, I programmed before too. I usually do something just so it's like I try to put like a control on it before I mess with it. It's funny when I first got into Proffie boards, everyone was always like, "They do not come programmed. You know, they come with nothing." And then like every time I booted one up, it would have the stock stuff on it, and it would work.
Yeah. It should come with like that.
Yeah, just like with the rotary PCB, as long as you have your numbers dialed in right for you. Yeah, famous last words though. If they're here, they'll come.
All right. Let's try it now.
Hmm. Interesting.
Goes like that sometimes.
Yeah, it'd be like that. Usually, though, as long as it gets like that first fire up when the boot up when the battery goes in, I'm like, any other problems, I don't care. We'll figure it out.
Oh, it works outside of the hilt. I just don't have this at the right height, which is why I didn't glue this in the very beginning so that I could adjust it. But I kind of expected that to happen. Right here.
Yeah, that's true. Most boards do have that. Mindful of positive and negatives when using computer. Yeah.
Smooth gray.
So the current group that's watching, what did you guys think of Kenobi? And question goes to Jeremy as well. Unless
I
you're
thought,
deeply
it
focused.
yeah. No, I thought it was pretty amazing, man. There were a few small cheesy parts like you'd find really in anything, but overall it was really amazing. It was nice to see them fill that gap.
Yeah, I agree. I think like the things that I thought were silly, I think like most people did,
Mhm.
like the like hiding Leia in the cloak. I thought that was kind of dumb, but like
Yeah,
looking past stuff like that, I liked it a lot.
the trench coat.
Yeah, one of my friends, he kept telling me it was like, but did we really need it? And it's like, no, but like, do you really need anything that's fun? I mean, I guess not, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Last episode was good. That's
Smooth fuzz.
really liked that they brought Hayden back. Like, they probably, like, aside from like the face stuff, they probably didn't really need to.
Yeah.
Like they could have used like a body double, but it was cool that they actually had him there. Although that one like CGI de-aging scene where they're doing the training, it really shows his age. I saw the Street Junkies trailer for it where like they ad-lib it or whatever and said something about how it was like his like 7th or 9th senior year in the Jedi Academy. There we have it. Money shot. Can't believe Obi-Wan handled Vader though. Yeah, it really kind of like speaks on their next meeting. Like Obi-Wan, you can tell like if you look back on it, like he doesn't really care what's gonna happen. He's there as a distraction. I could watch 7 hours of Kenobi slicing desert. Yeah, that was really satisfying. It'd be funny if like somebody did like an ASMR on it or something. It's great to see how powerful Ben was. Power versus wisdom. Magneto made me scoff. Minus the simple things that were overlooked, walking around electric fence. Yeah, that was weird. Holland talking to Obi with the other imps at the desk. Didn't feel that Reva was a convincing villain. Reva, she had like a really like open and shut book arc. Like they didn't have enough time to tell her story because it like wasn't even really her place. Like she could have been a valuable character, but like she kind of didn't have enough. There wasn't enough to expand on her, I feel like, to make it work. Training scene where they have Steve Buscemi as Anakin. Lifting rocks, it's the Jedi way. How could anyone not think Kenobi was awesome? Just a fan and why? You know what? I saw one guy on the Saber page. He was leading a poll, and it seemed like he was really trying to like dig for people that didn't like it.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Reva felt like Second Sister knockoff. Yeah, that's the thing. We had Second Sister already, so like the bar's set. That's kind of the point that Jeff just helped me make. Leia Obi-Wan interactions were awesome. Tala was an awesome character. Albert, I've heard FTP mean a couple different things. I would love to know what it actually means.
FTP.
I've heard it in a couple different contexts, so I wonder which one he means. $5. Okay. Most of the Inquisitors have similar backstory. Former Jedi. Yeah, so like, how bad does your backstory have to be when you get a stupid hat? Like the fifth brother? I'd like to see her hunt down the Inquisitors now. That would be cool, but I feel like hunting down isn't the Jedi way. Not that she's a Jedi, but or what's that Ahsoka line? I'm no Jedi. How many lightsabers are buried in the sands of Tatooine? At least 2 in the current canon. Fifth brother reminded me of a hammerhead. Yeah. Rumors that Mace was in the prison thing that Kenobi saw. Oh, that would make me sad. It would be like a cool Easter egg, but I would hate to see it.
There we go.
I was actually looking at the comments. What did you do? Just like finagle it until it worked?
Yeah, I just adjusted the height a little bit.
They better bring that mofo back. There it is. Yeah, boy. I'm with Albert. That was sick.
Probably one more time.
Old Man Mace would be a fun show. I feel like if they didn't allow cursing, then I wouldn't watch it. Back in Boba season 2. Yeah, they're gonna put everybody in Boba season 2. Colonel Sanders will be there too. Purple lightsaber cane. Fifth brother was Han from Fast and Furious. Wait, really? Or are you joking? What's his name? Sung Kang? I'd like to see Mace come back, mainly because I want another quality Mace hill. Yeah. I have stock of 89s anywhere. That sucks. Star Wars, The Last Motherfucking Stand. That rips off what, X-Men, I think. Jeremy, you're working so hard and I'm doing nothing.
What's that?
I was joking. Said you're working so hard, I'm doing nothing. I'm reading comments. That's pretty cool.
Oops.
Jeremy, how often do you buy yourself a new font?
Uh,
I feel like not often, but I'm just guessing here.
Usually when Jesse comes out with something.
Yeah. Do you
I'll
have
be
his new package?
I do. Yeah.
Is it good in person? Like I'm willing to buy it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I figured it
Yeah,
would be
it's
that.
really dope. I haven't had a chance to fully go through it yet, but
That's awesome.
Control E. I'll be right back.
Stay dead. Yeah, no worries. If he comes back, oh my god, he really left. When's the 3-foot drop test? How funny would that be if that's how the stream ends? He just drops it and then the stream shuts off. I know, I can't believe he left me here. What am I supposed to do? Install a saber? No, not a chance. Not in front of you guys.
There we go.
This is a different camera, the same you can dance for us. You and your cat. I have 2 cats, actually. The other one's really fat, though, and he's scared of people. 20-minute install going. What's my favorite saber? That's a good question. I don't have that many in my personal collection. I've had a couple that really cool ones come across my desk, but I would say right now my favorite one in my possession is probably the Scrapflex. It's really loud. It's simple. It does the job. It's that really harmed me. Actually, that hurt. That was really loud. Do you have a favorite saber, Jeremy?
A favorite saber? It's my Star Killer, but I don't have it next to me.
Okay.
On the other side of the room.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, it was really loud. I'm sorry if that. What do people say in the YouTube comments? Like rip headphone users. Oh, you know what? I have a flagship that I really like too. I usually put new sound fonts on it because it's the Scrapflex is loud, but the flagship has better clarity, I guess.
Yeah, they sound really good. You were asking me about fonts. How often do I buy? Yeah, it really just when when Jesse comes out with something.
Yeah, for sure. Dude's a master. Flagships do have amazing.
Knighted Man.
I like his profile photo is from the Iron Giant. I forget the character's name.
I thought it was Mueller from X-Files.
I think that might be what it's spoofing. Derelict build, that would be cool. One thing I'm not a fan of, and I guess it's it's purely like an opinion thing. It's not like a right or wrong, but like I'm not a huge fan of like when people take cannon sabers and then they're like, I weathered it. It looks like a relic, and then it's like literally all rust.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's at the bottom of the ocean. I'm like, I don't know. I think that may be a bit far, but that's just my preference.
Yeah, weathering goes really well with some sabers and some it doesn't, for sure.
What are your thoughts on, actually, while I have you here, what are your thoughts on weathering this? I feel like I don't want to leave it perfectly shiny. I want to do like the way that it's in the photos, like for the Lukinov.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a mild weathering looks really good on that saber.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. I'd have to find a picture, but I think I've seen Dennis do it. Some other people do it. Just real subtle.
Yeah, it's like just making the whole saber, like everything that's silver is like one or two tinges like darker,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it.
Yep.
I want my saber to have barnacles. Strap it to the bottom of a boat.
Dip it in AB and don't plug the holes. Yeah, get everything crusty in there.
Super crusty.
And then when you get it the way you like it, don't seal it.
Right,
Albert?
I'm clearly out of that joke, but I'll laugh. Jeremy, I got that Han and carbonite rug. Very cool idea. Thank you.
Oh, right on. Who said that, Jeff?
Jeff, yeah.
It's a nice rug, isn't it, Jeff?
Throw a saber down driveway. I've actually done that just because like of all the jokes, and I had a saber I was going to weather. I was like, you know what? I'll just chuck it. Didn't really do much, actually. Don't you dare weather too much. I would never.
Give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
How funny would it be if he actually just went to go throw a hilt down the driveway? If my threads aren't acid etched, is the saber even etched? No, it's not. I would demand a refund. Worth the $90. Was surprised. Okay. Let's see. Once you do aluminum black, do you just do a spray paint clear coat or something else? No, dance. I don't know what everybody else does, but like it kind of depends. Like if it's something that just like darkens the saber a little bit, then I usually just leave it alone. There's AJ. If it's something that's like patchy, like a Luke V2 type thing, then yeah, I would seal it. Otherwise, it's gonna go away.
We usually use a matte clear coat.
Yeah. I did it on do you remember that V2 I did? It was like a Texas Custom Sabers thing. I don't know. I sealed that one, but like if it's like I said, if it's something where like the whole saber just sort of like gets darkened a little bit and there's nothing like really outstanding, then I usually leave it. Install another saber by the time he comes back. Yeah, probably. Where do you keep running off to? That's a good question.
Here and there, man.
Here and there. Okay, man of mystery. Said he wants his threads acid etched. I think that's all you.
Oh man.
Take care of the chickens.
They do need taken care of.
Yeah.
4 chickens and a
Got any
rooster.
eggs?
No, not yet. They're too young.
Oh.
And it's
I
too
don't know the
hot.
first thing about chickens.
Probably sometime in October.
Sounds like a bad idea.
I think I'm done with sabers, Gilo. For a few days, I've got one order here that's 3 sabers. I've got 2 of them done. This is a mace.
Oh, somebody was just talking about wanting one of those.
I'm not sure who makes this. This has a Proffie in it. 24mm speaker.
Beauty. What's it got in the emitter? Like a shock or a CC sabers?
I'll always use CC sabers unless they ask me specifically.
Yeah.
This one's installed with the CFX.
Cool. Removable chassis on this one, gotta be.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And then I ran out of Proffie boards, and I've got more coming on Tuesday.
Do you actually? I'm not gonna ask you where you get them because I feel like that's you don't want to lose your source. I have a guess, but
I don't mind telling you, I get them from Carl.
oh, okay. Yeah, I figured you get them from Carl.
Mm-hmm.
If you had the equipment to make your own Star Killer, what would you do differently? That's from Warren.
If I had the equipment to make my own Star Killer, what would you do differently?
I guess he means like if you could machine it, right? I mean, install-wise, you have all the equipment to do whatever you want. You were the first guy to do that, the light-up board in the back of the crystal chamber, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know what I'd do differently. The handle a little longer so that I could put a secondary crystal chamber in it, maybe.
I think it's weird how like the models go on and like the waist kind of changes midpoint on each one, like whoever makes it.
I bought one that's not the best.
Oh my god, it's Batman.
I bought this from someone on Facebook who started doing it, but he sold it because he got overwhelmed. But he made these all lopsided, so I got to come in here and fix these. I'll come in here and fix these. This one was this I had already. So I'll glue this
How are they
on.
lopsided but like matching? Like it looks like the middle one is in the same spot on each side. Is that just how he wanted it? Oh, now I see it.
They go like this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's rough, but that's hard to do. It's hard to do if you've never done that before. You just need to get some graph paper. So I'll go through and I'll widen these holes, and I'll use a smaller bolt, but I'll just JB weld the heads on so that I can line them up straight. They won't actually screw into the body.
So someone asked, how do you go about finishing your chassis? They're all so smooth with no stray strands. I would say probably a lot of that is in like your print specs, right? Like making sure it comes out good in the first place, or
pay attention to your printer. There is sometimes I have to finish a chassis with sandpaper, and then if I have to use sandpaper, I'll rub it down with olive oil, and that's something I never told anybody. So there's your little trick there. I'll rub it with olive oil.
I can't tell. Are you serious or not? Like I feel like you're messing. Okay, you're serious. All right, very cool.
Yeah, I kept that to myself for a long time, actually.
Someone asked if you were in the military.
No.
There you go. Well, Albert's talking you up right now.
Just hold it at an angle. Yeah. My parents were both military, Michael.
Cool. Yeah. On that Star Killer that you have, I have actually I think I got it because of you. I have like the parts to build one. I'm just missing the Graflex shell to carve up the upper shell.
The top piece?
Mm-hmm.
Did you buy that from Albert?
No, I got the core from Vader's Vault because I have a bunch of them, like the 7/8 core, and then I happen to have a spare bottom piece. Actually, it's the bottom off of this because this is a Parks, and then I just changed that out.
All right on. No wonder your chassis smells so good. Yeah, it's extra virgin olive oil, Abraham. So that's the trick.
Be funnier if it was like motor oil or something. Be like OW20, 5W30.
I tried a lot of different stuff, and olive oil is what will get rid of the sand marks and make it look brand new. But I mean, that's just to help with sanding, because sanding will scratch the shit out of it.
Hmm.
Really, it is dialing in your printer. Helps you most of all. Like I don't ever have to sand because I had a bad print. I
Yeah.
might just have to sand because I was off on my measurement a little bit. Thanks, Michael.
Uses the good stuff, Mama Mia. So Solo Saber's pasta coming soon with the olive oil. The little
Extra
front top.
virgin olive oil, which is, the opposite of Albert's mom.
Oh, no comment. I'm not getting in the middle of that again. Just got to oil and deep fry your chassis before use. Pro tip. Yeah. How funny would it be if someone actually had like a chicken breaded, like full fried chassis? The smell would be unbelievable. My 3D printer is a cursed object. Yeah, I had that relationship with my printer for a long time. I'd buy it. PLA noodles. I've made my fair share of spaghetti too. I don't know if you have, Jeremy, but I've definitely like come out to the printer making nothing a couple times.
Oh yeah. Yep. Definitely. I think that's just part of the learning curve.
Mm-hmm. Shots fired on Albert's mom.
That's
In and around Albert's mom.
Daily.
Who did that first? Was that you or Benji, or who did the your mom thing first?
I think it was Rob and Albert a long time ago. Before I was ever around. I just jumped on the bandwagon.
Yeah, might as well. And then like the entire community jumped on the bandwagon.
Virgin olive oil comes from ugly olives. Yes, that's true.
Olives with acne.
It's the underside of my battery tab that gets stringy.
Yeah.
I don't do supports everywhere. I do tree supports and touching the bed only. That way I don't have to pull anything off my chassis.
Yeah. If I have like a stray PLA noodle, as somebody said, I'll usually just like snip it off with like little wire trimmers or something. If it's just like one or two, and the rest is. Benji turned my ender into a Horcrux all the way from Bama. Typing Benji again to see if he appears like Beetlejuice. You'll have to say it a third time. How would Gordon Ramsay prepare a chassis? Not raw, I'll tell you that. The penis blade plug that was going around. There was a penis blade plug?
Oh, yeah. My buddy JR made it. I think it was clear resin, too, so you could light that puppy up.
That's...
I lit it up on my page one year.
You what?
I lit it up on my business page.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very good. Cole, you need to sacrifice a goat and light 6 candles to summon Benji. No, he's still in Florida. He's on the side of the road. That's what we were talking about earlier.
How would Gordon Ramsay prepare his chassis? Raw.
I said the opposite. I said he would do anything but.
Well, I ran out of stuff to do.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like doing anything anymore. I'm kind of tired. I'll take the weekend off. You feel like wrapping this up?
Yeah, sounds good.
Thanks for coming on, man. You kind of missed Benji and Albert when they're usually on, but they both kind of punked out this week.
I'll have to come back at some point.
Yeah, you can come back anytime. We do this every Friday around the same time, roughly.
Okay.
Guys, in the comments, thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next week.